Here we are, the end of more than 2 weeks. It's not really the end of anything. Tomorrow's a rest day, though. Tour de Fleece. Let's spin. Who's with me? I know some of you guys will be with me. I'm ready to go. I'm ready. And I've been knitting this whole time on the socks, almost. I mean, I slept. And I can't be first. But that's okay. Hello, Lee. Hello, Julie. Yes, Eileen, that was in June 17th. I'm sorry. I was going to tell you there. I'm fine. Off and on, my stomach hasn't been 100% for like maybe 2 months. But like the 4th of July I was sick too, as you guys know, and I'm still not really quite normal from that. So I do think I had food poisoning that time. But anyways, I'm great. Everything's great. Hello, Danielle asked if we went to the drive-in. No, I knitted this whole time except for when I was sleeping and showering. I did shower. Hello, Bonnie. But I brought the sock in case you guys want to see, because I am 6 rows from turning the heel on the second sock. Do you guys want to see the sock this time? And you'll see why it's taking me so long. I started right after we finished yesterday. Chris said, do I feel pressure around my heart since COVID? Not really. Eileen said, oh, weird that it just came up. I really don't understand. I don't really understand either. I'm sorry. I saw that you said that right before I pushed go live or whatever. And I was like, oh, I should answer her really fast. And then I thought, well, I'm going to be up in a sec. Okay, so are you ready? This is the sock. So like I said, I'm trying to get the whole thing on. Maybe if I hold it back here. There we go. So on the second one, I'm like all the way down to here about. So, yeah. It's getting a lot faster now. Chris wants it closer. Isn't it pretty? So we get to pick. There's 2 choices for every lap, and this is the high octane for this lap. But isn't this cool right here? And honestly, well, what you can't see is the knot pattern. Isn't that cool? So, Carrie's swearing at my socks. It is really pretty. Annie, are you not doing super sock? I can't believe it. I love super sock, but I have to say that I said yesterday, the very one small thing is that, and this is not them doing anything wrong, it's me. I'm finding it really, I'm just not doing it. You have to refresh the page and like watch the Ravelry page for when the new one is available, and I am just not good at checking back like really frequently. And so like it was out for 3 or 4 hours. I can't remember. I'm sorry. 3 or 4 hours before I even realized it was there. So I didn't even have a chance. But it's okay. Last time I looked, only one person was done with it, but it could be more by now. Okay, Lori said, I have a chance to get some weeding done, so I'm taking you all with me. Yay! Eileen asked, what pattern is that? It's called Louisa, Eileen. I don't think they're available until either after the round is done or maybe after the whole thing is done, but you can queue it. It's on Ravelry, so you could queue it and then come back and get it later, if that makes sense. But I'm pretty sure you can't like get it yet. Excuse me. That's why they do it in an app. It is a pretty. I'm really liking this sock, I have to say. Shanna, how are you feeling? I need to know. Caroline said, love it. Hello, Caroline. Ellen said, wow, that is amazing that you can knit the socks so fast. Very pretty socks. Once I get in a groove with almost any pattern, I can really like motor through quickly, but this one did take me longer to get in a groove. I was on the struggle bus at first. Carrie said, I'm sweating at your sock in a good way, though. Swearing, right? You're not sweating at my sock. Come on. Hello, George and Deanna. Annie said maybe next year. I want to try to get more sweaters done till end of year, spinning like crazy. Me too. I'm struggling with that part. The fact that the two things are overlapping is a little challenging. Carrie said, OMG, swearing, not sweating, though knitting, that would make me sweat. No, you know what? It's just like every other pattern. It's one stitch at a time. You just lay your chart out, do one row, then do the next row. Deb said, wow, that sock looks amazing. Eileen said, how do I look for it? I think if you just search for Louisa, because that is the name of the pattern, it will come up. Because we have to link the finished projects to the pattern. That's part of the process of being approved. So the pattern, like, there's a page for it, but I think you can't get the pattern yet, if that makes sense. So if you queue the page when the pattern's available, then you'll be able to get it there. I'm not doing a good job, am I? Just search on Ravelry for the Louisa sock pattern. I can't remember, I'm sorry, who designed it. I feel like it was somebody that I know, but I can't remember. Lori asked, how difficult is it? It is the high octane pattern, which means like they consider it a higher difficulty. I think that's the gist I got, but I really feel like if you can read a chart, you can do it. You just do one row at a time, like I said. Julie said, spinning cotton for first time and clueless about how much spin in singles. Any advice? However much you think you need for cotton, spin it more. It sounds crazy. You almost spin it till it's like, it doesn't have any smush at all. Susie said, I'm spinning the last of this beach braid up today and maybe slaying the reed on my jack loom. Is this your first one, Susie? Elizabeth is down to her last few Tunis rags. Hello, Heidi. Welcome. She said, I live in Mississippi but travel for work and I'm currently in Salt Lake City. Alice said, no spinning for today. Warping 9 yards. Oh, hang on. By 31. I let that get by me. For a tablet weave and practicing her French. Oh. Cynthia said, hello. Hello, Cynthia. Welcome. Julie's got a 2-ply fingering with cotton. All right. Cool. Going for it. I got it. Okay, Mel said, hey all, hope everyone is staying cool. She's done with the olive sock. It's outside drying in the Minnesota sauna that is outside. Elizabeth said, Julie, I've heard cotton needs more twists than you think it does. Agree. Hello, Carla. She said, happily visiting with my parents. That's nice. Sylvia, hi. She said, so good to get to a live. It has been a while. Carrie said, or in my case, lay out the chart, knit half of one row, realize I switched rows somewhere, tink back, start again, drop a traveling stitch, repeat. So I use a chart keeper. I'm sure you guys have seen them. They're like magnetic, and then you use magnetic strips to move up, and that's how I keep track of where I'm supposed to be. I do recommend them. I think anyone should do it, but I have a trick. Some people put the magnetic strip underneath, but I think you need it on top so that you can see the stitches that are underneath what you're doing. It will help you keep things lined up the way they need to be, if that makes sense. Crystal said, I still haven't tried to get cables back. Did you try and you had trouble? Hello, Molly. These are, it is a cable, but it's just a one by one, always, except for one little fancy one. Shanna said, a little tired. Seems that the fluids helped in the short term, but I've gradually gotten more and more fatigued. Oh no, back to doctor tomorrow for more labs. Keeping fingers crossed. Yeah, we will all keep our fingers crossed for you. All right, now I've let it go again. Elizabeth said I got that little double-ended crochet hook. Don't you love it? To fix a garter stitch, drop stitch, and that little hook just made me unreasonably happy considering the grand scheme of life. No, I don't think so. I think, those little things. Alice said, good to know about cotton. Still dream of trying it eventually. Jerry said, hi, everyone. I've been on vacation. You lucky. In North Carolina for a week. Wonderful time, but good to be home. Yes, it's Susie's first time. Carla said, knitting with my hand spun, no travel spinning. George is working on the first arm of a new sweater. That's awesome for himself. Shannon said, hello, finishing up an exam and then hopping on the wheel. Oh my gosh, I just lost some. I'm sorry. Went too quick for me for a second. Alice said, Gary, that's my favorite way to knit. Oh, Eileen asks to press like. Please press like. I always forget. You would think by now I could remember, but someone always has to remind me. I get into the swing and then whoosh, it's gone. Sarah's notifications worked. Yay! Carrie said a chart keeper is... Okay, Carrie, if you don't have one yet, go to your dollar store, get a roll of magnets, and get a dollar store pizza pan or cookie sheet, and that's what I used for years. It's awesome. And it's bigger. You can put a whole page on it, which is nicer because the littler chart keepers aren't as big. I still have mine. Oh, man. Okay. Yes, Eileen said, good luck, Sharon. It is so much fun to knit with your own hand spun. Come on. Crystal said, the first time I knit cables, it was easy, but somewhere I started reading how to properly cable, and it messed up my brain, and I suddenly couldn't cable anymore. I wonder if you just, give it a shot. Maybe it'll come back, like riding a bike. I don't know. That's crazy. It's a bummer. You know what I mean? It's just, I don't know. Cynthia said, finished plying up 6 bobbins. Had to take advantage of a laid-back weekend and celebrating my pups. Named her Mochi. First birthday. Happy birthday, Mochi. Eileen said to Inky Knits, so good to have you live in the Fiber Tribe. I need to say it like a DJ. I don't know why. Oh, Shanna said, thanks for the reminder. Okay, Julie's got a trick too. She said, my trick is importing patterns into Notability and using highlighter to mark off rows, I think is maybe, so I can see rows before and what's coming. Oh, syncs between phone and iPad. Okay, that's a good one too. I do sometimes use my phone or my Kindle and just move the chart on the page, but Elizabeth said to Carrie, I use the post-it method too. It can be dangerous at the end of projects when it doesn't stick so well anymore. I have used that, I'm not going to lie, especially for smaller charts, if they're just a little piece of the page. Deanna said, finishing the last bag of 2 ounces. Good for you. You guys are killing it. If I wasn't knitting socks, I'd probably be doing better. Carrie said, Crystal, I get that. My brain gets in the way a lot. Do you think that's what it is, Carrie, that maybe, or Crystal, or both of you, that you just get too in your head about it, maybe? Rita said, go back to the way you did it, Crystal. Hey, Melissa. Chris said, I'm trying to create a roll log. Ooh, to try art yarn spinning. Have you done it before, Chris? Oh, darn, I just messed something up. Oh, last bag of 8. All right. Ooh. That's even more. Eileen said, what a great tip, Trish. Yeah, I had this old, how cookie sheets after a while, especially the really old ones, get either a little bit rusty or they just get so much stuff on them and you cannot get it off. That's the kind of cookie sheet I use. Oh, telling all my dirty little secrets. Julie said, thanks for the cotton tips. Crystal said, I'm hoping my brain has forgotten what I read so I can go back to cabling. That does make sense. That, you already had your brain in a groove and then your brain was trying to switch to the new information. It does. Shanna said to Julie, what a good idea. Thanks for sharing. Carrie said, that's genius. Then maybe I could knit more lace. I did get an... Oh, have you not... If you want to knit lace, a chart keeper will be easier. Lori said, HL has chart keepers for $5.99. What is HL? I know I should know. Hobby Lobby? Deanna said, sorry, a little distracted. Cat is in the middle of having kittens. What are you doing, sir? What are you doing? Stop. So earlier, right before I came on live, you guys, Luther dropped a little small chunk of ice cube down between the arm of the chair and the cushion of the chair. And he's still trying to get it out, and I don't have the heart to explain to him that she gone. It's gone. Susie said, I use Knit Companion. It's amazing if you're knitting charts. Maybe I need that. Sharon said, I like using the highlighter tape. I think that would work similarly. Terry said, what I do with chart is make a photocopy. That way I can line through it with the highlighter when I'm done with each row, and then I still have my original to do another time. There you go. Mel said to Julie, great idea. Rita said, I write the number of rows complete on paper. I lost my stitch counter. Oh. Eileen said, wow, Deanna, hope it all goes well with your kittens. No kidding. Labor and delivery. Carrie said, absolutely. It's like the cup song. I can do it as long as I don't think about it. You can do the cup song? I'm so impressed. Chris said, no, I have never spun an art yarn. Chunky and bumpy. All hints and tips welcome. Hey, Lori. Lori said, or I don't know if that should be wrapped or warped. I'm sorry. Rita said, way to do it. Way to do it, Terry. Yeah. See, I like that. All the encouragement just makes me so happy. Hello, Donna. How are you? Mel said, so I told myself I couldn't start splitting the fiber for my sweater spin until I got the dining room table cleared off. Mission accomplished. Rockstar. Cindy said, I spent the good part of 2 hours working on untangling a skein, a fingering weight yarn, figuring cost versus time. I don't know why I can't just toss it. I don't either. I understand 100% though. Carrie said, kittens, please post pictures on Facebook. Yes. Melissa said, Trish, what is the best way to message you to talk face to face? I would say I'm really bad with Instagram, so probably Facebook, but if you message the Fiber Love Diary profile, it won't get lost in that thing where it says, you know, you don't know this person, because it's like you have to go to those messages in a weird place, and I don't think of it very often. Did you message me, Melissa? Where did you message me? I know Julie said, oh, Luther. He's still trying to dig in there. Carrie said, great idea, Mel. I need to do that. Lori said, near the embroidery fat floss, also Dollar Tree Plus has plastic stands for reading books. We don't have a plus here. Susie said, if you pay for a year of Knit Companion, you can say next and it will move to the next line of your chart. You can also cover everything but the line you are knitting. I might need Knit Companion. Sarah also wants some kitten pics. Cindy said, good reader is good for importing PDFs and making annotations. What? I've always wanted to be able to do that. Oh, Carrie said not with the dining room table, but with a square of counter. I see. Hi, Joanna. She said, just finished plying a bobbin and not sure what to do next. Hey, Andy. Eileen said, I have also heard people use washi tape on a printed chart. Washi tape is easily removable, so you can move it around the sheet. So that would work similarly to the highlighter tape, probably. I've heard of that too. And you know what? Same with hoarding my stickers. I don't want to use my cute washi tape. Isn't that so silly? I buy it at the dollar store. Like they don't have any more washi tape at the dollar store. Donna said, I was surprised by my woolly winder. Yay! Coming in the mail yesterday. I love it. That's awesome. Carrie also thinks it's awesome, but what to Susie? Hey, Lana. Deanna said, thanks. Mom is so tiny. She looked like a beach ball. Beach ball so far for babies. Chris said, should I spin in the opposite direction of the single? You mean, oh, are you core spinning, Chris? Crystal, that's really probably a genius idea. Crystal said, freak your family out with blindfolded spinning. Andy said, just finished the back of my mom's Intarsia sweater. Look at you. Annie said, I have to use highlighter tape because my kid moves the magnets on my chart keeper every chance he gets. Bless him. Okay, Melissa, did you go directly to my personal profile or did you go to the Fiber Love Diary profile? I will look for it after this. But I mean, I will say, and you guys, I'm sure some of you have talked to me on Instagram. It is not as easy to get me there. And I don't know why. I just don't get the notifications. It's weird. Well, sometimes I do. That's the problem. Very Pink Knits has some tutorials on how to use Knit Companion. It is amazing. I haven't printed a pattern in years. I don't usually print them unless they have charts that I have to use. I'm going to have to look at it. Knit Companion. Mel said I use Note Shelf for all my patterns. I can import and mark up PDFs. I've never even Googled if I could do that. Why didn't I just Google it? Trivia said put your pattern in a sheet protector and use a dry erase marker. There you go. You guys got so many good ideas. Rita said, I guess duct tape won't fix reading that way. It's going to make things interesting. Carrie said hoarding washi tape is like saving your spinning stash. It's worse. It's worse. I don't know why I'm like this, but it does make it hard to create things sometimes. Not wanting to use things up just because then they'll be gone. It's not even like I might mess it up. It's like then it'll be gone and then what? Chris said yes, core spinning. Okay, so I don't do that. I always do my SZ. Like if I'm plying it, I'll do a Z because the hope is that you're going so quickly you're not adding that much twist. Or when I say going so quickly, I don't mean you have your wheel spinning fast. I mean you're very quickly feeding it on and not adding tons of twist. I try to spin it slowly for the same reason. Mel said sometimes then I can print out my highlighted notes and that the paper copy. I feel like this is really smart. Mel? What is it called? Note taker? Note? See, I already forgot. Hang on, I'm scrolling back. What is it called? Okay, I'm just going to have to come back, I guess. Okay. Oh, Melissa said personal. It will come through for sure if you message Fiber Love Diary. Because it doesn't have that filter because that's like a business page. Lori said I put all pieces of my pattern in protective sheets and any kind of tape is easily removed. See, that's so smart. I wish I had that kind of like organization and patience. I'm always like, either I go straight from my phone or my Kindle or whatever, or I print it and use my chart keeper. And those are like my only two ways. I need to get better about that. But I try not to print them if I don't have to. Sylvia said I have to try knitting from a chart. I haven't learned the symbols yet. So each one will have a key for its own symbols because they aren't universal. Chris, everybody is at first. She thinks she's not good at the core spinning. It's a different skill, so it's okay. Just practice. I bet before you know it, you'll be like, woo, this is fine. This is great. Also, it's once you come back, You have to walk away. It's like the shoemaker's elves. They work on it when you're not looking. You know what I mean? I know you do. I know you guys do. Hi, Stephanie. Jennifer said, hello, I use the washi tape, rainbows and unicorns. Yes, I am 12. And I put it above the line I'm working on. I switched about 2 shawls back above the row versus below, and it's great. Isn't that so helpful? Eileen said to Sylvia, only one way to learn, just do it. I agree. Just jump in there. Elizabeth said, I understand I have unopened rolls of washi tape. I have so many. I know. Lori, I know. That's where I buy it. Lori said, Dollar Tree carries a type of washi tape. Julie said, at Michigan Fiber Festival, let's all bring our washi tape stashes just to see who's the worst. I don't have that much of it. And I'm not counting the glitter ones. Because they're thicker and they're not really like washi tape. Note shelf. Note shelf. Why haven't I put note paper near me? Okay. We're going to hope that I can find it back or remember. See, Mel said the same thing. She's to Chris. You'll get it. Just keep practicing. You'll get it. You will. You'll just get in a groove. Rita said to Sylvia, most patterns have a key for stitches. Carrie said, maybe next time I get a special fiber purchase, I'll get double the amount so I can use the special thing and still have the special thing to look forward to. I'm not going to pretend like I've never done that. I've totally done it. Crystal said, you guys keep hoarding washi tape, but you miss out. I know. That is so true. Except if I enjoy just looking at it, is that okay? Okay, Mel said I use it for work all the time. Okay, note shelf. The one Julie uses is Notability because she can scribble all over the patterns. You guys, I am so laughing at myself that I've never looked this up. Annie said, just realized Trisha's been spinning this whole time. I've been spinning and saw the overhead shot. No, I haven't been. Oh, you've been waiting to see it move? I haven't been spinning this whole time. Lori said, I probably should, huh? That's what we're doing here. We're spinning. Is that better? Oh, wait, my tension. Elizabeth said, love the Shoemaker's Elves reference. Okay. I used to paint a little. I've never been good. Don't get excited. But I noticed that even if I didn't like something, if I walked away and came back, it looked better almost every time. And so that's when I started to think about, like, when I walk away, who's working on this? Who's fixing it? Lana said, I'm drafting from the fold and spinning it on a Turkish drop spindle. Loving the look of the single. Can't wait to apply it to see it. Rebecca, he said you probably can, but without looking at it, he can't really say, like, what would be the best way of going about it. Because you would also have to switch it to a gear or something so that the oh my gosh, what do you call it, the chain has something to grip onto to turn. Let's see. Carrie said to Chris, I only just got the hang of flicking locks without destroying my thumb with the flicker like 10 minutes ago. You can always wear gloves. Mel thinks we should flash the washi tape stash on Facebook. Hello, Lisa. How was your nap? Sharon said, I love using the lifeline also. Yes, so that is a great tip. If using a chart, she said, I'm not afraid to try something new. That a lifeline is a great idea if you're starting out, particularly with lace, but it's really good for any kind of pattern that makes you feel intimidated because you can always rip back to the lifeline anytime. Carrie doesn't have any washi tape. Look at you. I got yours, Carrie. I've got yours at my house. I don't know why I'm cracking myself up today. Lori said, my problem is page flags and post-it notes. Okay, I get it. I got a lot of post-it notes too. I'm not going to lie. I like all the colors. Hey, Chris. Lana said, I'm really enjoying the process. I was afraid to try drafting from the fold. I didn't think I could do it. Thank you, Trish, for your wonderful teachings. Oh, you're welcome. I'm able to do so. Oh, You really think that? No, Annie, it wasn't stuck. I was just reading. Carrie said, I love your fancy computer mouse. Doesn't it look like a race car? I'm also 12. I don't know. Why am I like this? Tracy, I can't wait to see that. Tracy is spinning Fiber Love Diary, Sinister Kiss. John actually helped me with that name. You can always tell. He's got a flair. And she said, I can't wait to see how the ply comes out. I don't know if any of you guys saw it, but Karen posted a picture of the river rocks, and it turned out unbelievable. I'm going to have to go back and watch that video and try and duplicate it or get him to do it for me. You would think I could get his dye skills, right? But no. Put them in the shop and then they're gone. Just like Luther's little ice cube. Okay, Crystal said, okay, new trend, washi tape save book, a sketchbook where you take one full pattern, repeat. Oh, you're so smart. Let's do it. Rita said, Chris, at some yarn stores, there is the big loose yarn. I got some of this and draft from this to practice. That's a good idea. Sarah said, I'm a teacher, so I use the excuse that I need all the office supplies for my kids. Like, I still like to go school supply shopping. Chris has shared pics of a new free loom in the Facebook group. Nice. So it's finally put together. Excuse me. Carrie said to Eileen, it helps that I rewatched Trisha's video. I had remembered it wrong. What did you remember wrong? What did I miss? Lori said I went down a rabbit hole looking for a spinner, saw a kick spinner, and she's intrigued. Has anyone used a kick spinner? Okay. Ignore that. Julie said, Mel, okay, but no sharing my washi stash t-shirt slogan. No sharing the washi stash? Right. Carrie said you're just holding that washing tape. That's right. I'm just storing your washi tape at my house. Joanna said no washi tape here, but a healthy stash of holographic, is it loop tape? I'm sorry, I shouldn't have moved this mouse because now I can't. Hoop tape. What? I don't even know what that is. Maybe I need to know. Hello, Tanya. How are you? Melissa said, I'm not the only one keeping Post-it in business. I really don't know what my obsession is with like tape and markers. Probably because when I was little, I just never had, had enough. Hello, Teresa. Carrie has a collection. It says tiny little critters figurines all over the workspace. So you're 12 too. Thank goodness. Makes me feel so much better when I'm not alone. Lori, you're very disciplined. She said, I only have 6 rolls of washi for her planner. And how do you use it in your planner? Just asking. Joanna said, Ms. Beadle, thank you. I meant I was having, a spinner's block. Yeah, Elizabeth said, I agree that Pebbles it was actually the river rocks. Elizabeth said no washi tape. She just found highlighter tape recently. I mean, it's very similar. I can see how, like, you could use them in a lot of the same ways, but not all the same ways. You know what I mean? Carrie said regarding the flicker, I had forgotten the step where you pull the lock down so that you're holding just the end instead of half the... Oh, okay. No wonder you were tearing up your thumbs. I still tear my thumbs up a little. It always makes the, skin all back here all rough. Oh, Joanna said tape for making hula hoops. Where do you even buy that? Julie's spitting all over her spinning. Stop it. Tanya said I've been watching for a while and my sides hurt. Yay! That's not a bad way to wake up, right, Tanya? Are you laying in bed watching and laughing? Oh, funny. hey, Danny. Danny said, hi from Canada. Got last half pound of Cormo fleece wash last night. You are a rock star. Spinning on bamboo merino again. 40 grams left to go. Ooh, you're close. Andy said, I want the spinner you're using, but I don't spin enough to deserve it. Just using my electric eel 6. So it's not really about deserving it, Andy. Like, one might say that I don't deserve it because I already have other wheels, but I think I do deserve it. Curious that also I was starting with the tips instead of the butt, which was wasting more of the lock than I needed to. Do you twist it? Because that will help you too. Shanna said, speaking of washi and stickers, what do y'all do with the Unisheep stickers from the Paradise Fibers if you get them? You guys know what I do. Annie said this question may end up being a Pandora's box, but what do you do with washi tape? I hoard it. Mel said, and it begins again. Got fluff on the table, so my table was cleared off for like 10 minutes. Hi, my name is Mel, and I hoard markers and scrapbook paper. Same. It's probably time I should go do a tour again and show the things that I hoard. And the glitter. Remember the glitter drawer? George said, oh, hang on. I'm not a fan of the kick spindle. They are usually not weighted enough to use. I would encourage a drop spindle or a Navajo spindle. Lori said, important dates, appointments, or bills, or highlight with the washi hula hoops Dollar Tree. Oh, you take it off? Do you take it off the hula hoop? I'm so confused. Kiri said, Trish, yes, that exact spot on my thumb. That actually makes me feel better. I do it. I do that too. We're in the same boat. It's hard not to get your thumb. Jan said, howdy y'all, hot here in Colorado. It's like in the 80s here today. It's beautiful. John actually went and did some fun stuff this morning. Lana said, buffering bad, signal at my brother's house is lousy. I'll have to rewatch. Sorry, Lana. Have a great day too. Joanna said, nope, Carrie, just for fun at music festivals and outdoor exercise. Andy said, I love my 6, no complaints. That's good. I mean, it is nice for it to be so portable, isn't it? Crystal said, I have a problem with paper and glue. All the pretty papers and all the fun glue. I don't have a glue problem. That's the only thing I don't have a problem with. And I'm good with using my paper. Like, I do buy a lot of it, but I also do use it. Like, I use it for the thank you notes and the orders. You guys see them all the time. Cindy said, I have a small bag of washed Wensleydale locks to comb. I am a bit nervous. Don't want to impale my hand or finger. Okay, so if you're worried about that, go slowly. That will help a lot, because even if you touch your hand, you won't actually poke it. And then also always think about everything going away from yourself. You know, I've talked about that before. Annie's just laughing. I like it. Just a laughing face. Carrie said, yes, I did remember the twist. Thank goodness. Trivia puts the stickers on a special bag. Yeah, Lori said, I think we're all 12 at times. I hope so. I mean, I grew up in Lisa Frank times. I feel like that's my excuse. That is my only excuse. Lisa Frank actually ruined me with stickers and tape and paper and markers. It's Lisa Frank's fault. Eileen said, Wensleydale locks, lovely, enjoy. Elizabeth said, I hoard yarn, fabric, sewing thread, washi tape, pens, graph paper. That's John. Rotary cutter blades, same. Yes, I continue to use the dull ones far too long. Also, same. To save the new ones. The list goes on. Jerry said, I'm using my new Vermont drop spindle. I need to practice because I don't have a consistent twist yet. That's always fun to use a new tool though, isn't it? Sarah said, I have 2 shawls that I want to block outside, but it's been raining every day this week here in Virginia. My goodness. Hello, Alex. Rita said, y'all, my son just left. Oh, darn. Shaking his head at us. he had been making fun of my two spinning wheels until he listened to y'all. Hi, Alex. Just finished spinning. I finished spinning the last yarn for my vest. I'll post a picture. Yes, do that, please. Kira said I hoard lots of stuff, but use all of it. Ooh. No. Dang. You guys, I'm a hot mess today. There we go. Funny. I don't know what to do with this thing. It's sliding around. Mel said, thank goodness, no glue problem. It's like the only thing I don't hoard, basically, as far as craft supplies go. Cynthia said I hoard everything. My 11-year-old granddaughter stayed the weekend and wanted to do acrylic pours and then wanted to make clay pots, and I never had to go to the craft store. Our daughter used to, like, look at my stuff and say, when she was little, she would be like, she's got enough stuff to have her own station, because at school they had, like, craft stations. Yeah, I did. Should see it now. Trivia said, but the school supplies are because I'm a teacher. Teachers are natural hoarders. You have to be, because you have to be, like, ready for things all the time. Crystal said to Elizabeth, have you tried cutting aluminum foil with your dull rotary blades to sharpen them? I want to know that too. No problem, Kira. We knew what you meant. Yeah, Joanna said, OMG, Lisa Frank's binders. Don't you remember, like, all the unicorns and kittens and unicorn kittens? Lori said, my problem is also fabric because I sew too. The shelf in my closet isn't anything but sewing. Oh, Lisa likes Lisa Frank too, see? Mel, that's the t-shirt. What would Lisa Frank do? She would hoard that washi tape. Probably not. She probably got it free. She'd have her own glitter drawer. I can tell you that. She probably had two. I only have one. Heather said, I am always too scared to use stickers. I can't unstick. Oh, Shannon said, speaking of hoarding, I'm completely hoarding by accident the pouches that the fiber comes in from Paradise. What is everyone doing with those? I have been opening them up and embroidering different things on them with my embroidery machine, and then sewing them shut again. Oh my gosh, they turn out so cool. Desiree said, who needs working out at the gym when they have hand combs to process fiber? No kidding. Yep, shiny folders. Yep, Kira said I love Lisa Frank and still buy it to this day. Good. See? Lifetime customer. Carrie said, I put them in a wooden crate in my studio for later. I get it. Crystal said it does work, but it's not a good sharpening. Thank you, JD Salette. It is from 2017 Rhinebeck. Maybe this year I can get a new one. It's from the Ross farm. Rita said, anything dealing with yarn or making it, I hoard it. See, look at all the tips, all the crazy craft tips today. Hello, Pete. How you doing? Shannon said to Carrie, I am too, at least I'm in good company. Am I the only one that actually, like, uses them? I do have a bag full of them that I haven't used yet, but I've made some of them. Elizabeth said, I still have a few of my Lisa Frank, like from when you were a kid. I'm jealous. I wish I had kept mine. They always fell apart. Jerry said, I always said I would be great locked in during a snowstorm. Between fabric and fiber, I could keep busy until spring. Hello, Linnea. Is it Linnea or Linnea? Linnea? Hello from Sweden. Managed to find you online this evening, but won't stay. Kid made a blueberry pie. That needs to be tasted. I'm going to blueberry pick tomorrow. I promised John blueberry shortcake. Chris said, putting together my new warping mill from Ashford. Nice. Hey, Rico. Rico said, as a woolly winder, make yourselfable. Seems too complex. Okay, so the cool thing about the woolly winders, Rico, is that there's like a spring inside, and it makes the eye that the yarn goes through travel back and forth. I think that would be the hard part. Getting it so that you could find a way to automatically make the little eye travel back and forth. Crystal said, yeah, once you nick a blade, it's toast. I use them, I mean, I don't use them a ton anyways, my rotary blades, but I do use them until they're like dead dull. All right, Pete's got a question. Anyone ever gotten an alpaca fleece? Who's done it? I know Deb has. Maybe she's not still here. Crystal said, I have an odd collection of broken sewing machine needles. Why? I don't know, Crystal. But I feel you. Do you just throw them in one place? Rita said, y'all, I'm old. I have no idea who Lisa Frank is. Rita, you can Google her art. It is from the, well, it started in the 80s, right? The early 80s? Or did it actually start in the 70s? It's like super colorful unicorns and kittens and Pegasus and what else did she? Rainbows. I bet if you actually see some of her art, you'll say, oh yeah, I've seen that before. Kira, I think you're saying, did you know they have Lisa Frank diamond paintings? I did not. I didn't know that. Lori said, I think I figured out how to dry wool in an apartment. The mesh hang up toy bin. Perfect. Perfect. Hang it in your bath with a box fan. That's the perfect idea because it's just like a sweater dryer, really. And like toss it every once in a while. Come in and because the water will go down to the bottom, of course, it'll just slowly run down all the hairs. So you need to like open it up. Oh, Eileen said to Rita, wait, you guys did not have Lisa Frank in Europe? That is so sad. Pete said, I've been offered alpaca fleece collecting Tuesday. I have processed Wakaya and Surrey. I would ask Pete which one it is. It doesn't mean you can't take it, but Wakaya is much, much easier to process. It's also more common, but that doesn't mean it's not Surrey because it could very well be. Lindsay said, I hoard Sharpies and pens. I don't know why. I don't know why either. Why I do it. Someday I'll show my marker stash. In fact, I even have markers in my Amazon wish list, like the full set of Sharpie colors. I do not need that, but it's in my wish list. I don't know what to tell you. Crystal said to Lori, try it. If it works, it is golden. I agree. Just try it. Lori said Peaches was my area. That's right, Rita. You'll know it from your daughter, probably. Eileen said to Linnea, I hope you'll come back on Tuesday. Yes, rest day tomorrow. Rita, I think that was my era too, though. It was out. John remembers Romper Room. Oh, Peachy. I don't know what that is. I'm going to have to look that up. Melissa said I have a bag of bags. Use them when I need to separate fibers for project, ball carry project bag, and color work, and note swatch bags on finished pieces. Good idea. Tanya said, oh, Pete, alpaca's my fave. Terry loves alpaca. Carrie said, wear sunglasses before you Google Lisa Frank. Chris said, does anyone here have a fast and easy way to take a small sewing machine engine and turn it into a boat shuttle bobbin winder for shocked bobbins? Chris, do you have a drill? Because that's what I use. And it is real easy. I can show you my setup even. John made it for me. But it's easy to do. Melissa said mid-80s I thought is the boom for Lisa Frank. Could be. It's been a while since I looked at bio. That could very well be. Danny loves alpaca. I have 3 or 4 fleeces and lots of bags. I also have quite a few fleeces in my stash. They're washed. Hello, Heather. Mel said, I remember the first time I saw Hello Kitty stuff in a store. I was like 12. My eyes did the crazy cartoon eye. Yes, I loved that too. But I was younger than that. I must be older than you, Mel. Pete said, according to my hubby, I hoard crafts. You're in the right place, Pete. You're our people. Chris said I was a kid in the 70s and Peter Max was our Lisa Frank. Very groovy. I like it. Trivia said Surrey is amazing, but so hard to work with. It is amazing, but it is quite a bit harder to work with. Exactly how I feel about it. Oh, Rico. Rico said old pen tubes make perfect little bobbins. I might have to try that sometime. Lana said to Chris, I use my drill to wind my boat shuttle bobbins. That's what I do too. Works great. I found a YouTube tutorial showing me how. Tanya said alpaca feels slimy when wet. The slimy goes away dry. It does. And also, it's like a little bit like washing human hair. And it kind of might freak you out a little. Maybe not. Maybe just me. But it freaks me out a little when I'm washing it. But then as soon as it's dry, it goes away and it's fine. Jerry has processed both kinds. She said they're easier than wool. I would never turn down some great fiber. CP, you just got to take it. Andy said I graduated high school in the early 80s and never heard of her. Totally missed out. Tracy said same with the markers and gel pens. I want them all but never use all of them. I get it. Again, Tracy, you're here with your people. It's like a support group. Craft Supplies Anonymous. Julie said, oops, gotta go pick up a couple of fine Shetland fleeces. Bye, Julie. Oh, Andy was on Romper Room, see? Yep, Sharon said, Lisa Frank animals with big eyes, too. Yes. Pete said, Jerry, it's free, and as a crafter, being offered free items. I get that, too. Jennifer said, wasn't Romper Room a regional thing? Did y'all have Captain Kangaroo? Yes. I did. And we actually had another local show that was just like Romper Room. I cannot remember what it was called. Eileen said, oh, almost forgot to tell you. In my local park here in London, we had a country show yesterday. Lots of rare breed sheep. I don't even know how to say it. Sway. Is that right? Sway. Hebridean. Don't know if I'm saying that right either, even though I know it comes from the Hebrides. Oxford Down, Borare, Castle Milk, Morit. That I probably slaughtered them all. I'm sorry. Jerry said, Andy, my kids loved Romper Room. It was great. Eileen said I spoke to some of the farmers. See? That's what I'm saying. There's no commercial market, Eileen, but as we all know, there is totally a market. This is the problem I was talking about that I feel like I just gotta focus in on and fix. Rita said, y'all, my 40-something daughter still colors, and I remember she loved Hello Kitty. I loved it. Trivia said Surrey was the second fleece she ever bought. I got 10 pounds for $100. A guy on eBay didn't realize what he had. I didn't either, just wanted to try it. Woof. That is a good deal. I hate to tell you, but I paid it like $1 or $2 a pound from a local breeder because she didn't know what to do with them, and she was like, please just take them out of here. Mel said, okay, so I know that I'm older than you, so I must have been younger because it was the late 70s. Oh, maybe not. Maybe you just didn't see him until later, Mel. Eileen said they'd be happy to sell or give some of the fleeces, so if anyone is doing a breed study, let me know. My gosh, Eileen. Pete's in the UK. Pete. I mean, I know we have more in the UK, but right now Pete's learning. Danny said, have a good day. Bye, Danny. Called to late lunch and board games. Lori said, I had Peter Max sheets was little. I graduated in 88. I'm going to have to look up Peter Max. Hey, Dion. Sharon said Captain Kangaroo and Mr. Dressup. I don't know Mr. Dressup. Lana said, I'm so glad I'm not the only one that hoards crafts supplies. My favorite on Captain Kangaroo is Mr. Green Jeans. But does anybody remember that Adrienne Barbeau was on Captain Kangaroo? And isn't that so strange? Dion said, yes, East Coast Captain Kangaroo. Also Electric Company. That was my favorite. Electric Company was way cooler. Sesame Street and Electric Company. Desiree said, I'm old enough to remember lamb chops. So am I. Rita said, y'all, I graduated in 1972. You're young at heart, Rita. And you're young anyway. Trivia. Oh, I missed it. Eileen said, you are doing amazing, Trish. They were all pretty well pronounced. Thank you. I'm trying my best. But you know, I hate to pronounce words wrong. You know, I hate it. Hello, Ray. Knitter and not spinner, but I love watching people spin. Oh, well, welcome. Anyway, I'm sorry. That got away from me. It happens to me a lot. Oh, okay. So I'm going to skip down a little. Hello, Sherry. Cynthia said, I washed 2 pounds of merino, purchased several years ago, and opened the bag earlier this week. Upon closer inspection, I noticed the fleece locks have a break line, save or throw. I say it depends on where the break line is, basically, and how much is on either side of it. Ray said, I'm English. I'm currently knitting an enormous bedspread for my double bed. Oh, Mr. Dressup is Canadian. Lori said I was gifted wool and I have no idea what kind it is. How do I tell? There's really no way to be 100% sure, Lori. I mean, you can see what... Chris, how would I not know who Adrienne Barbeau is? She was in Carnival. And she was on Captain Kangaroo. Which is, it's just weird to me. I don't know why. Lee said I looked up sheep in Michigan, took me to a site that tells farm. Oh, I have found that one. I know exactly what you're talking about. But I did not know that it had shears. I will look on that for that. That's a good idea. And then I lost track. Hang on, let me go back a little bit. Oh, Lori, how do you tell? You can figure out breeds that have similar characteristics, but you can never be sure. I don't believe anyone can be 100% sure. Some people will say they can know for sure, but I don't believe it. Lisa said, I loved Electric Company and Zoom. I don't remember Zoom. Lana said, Rita, I graduated in 1980, not too far behind you. Tracy, Morgan Freeman was on it. Yes, on Electric Company. Apparently he hated doing that. I've heard it before, that he hated it. Hello, Steven. Lori said, for me, it was Electric Company and HR Puff and stuff. So I hadn't seen that. I think that must have been regional as well. But John introduced me to it. There was a reason. He said there was someone named Witchy Poo on it. And he wanted to show me how we knew someone who looked like her. So he pulled it up for me. Yeah, Carrie, I'm with you on that. That's got to have affected me. She said, I watched Swamp Thing. It was probably too young in age. Eileen said, where are you going to, Inky Knits? I'm not sure I could have it that soon, but I think I still have some ultra rare Soe I'd be happy to give you. That's so nice. I love how generous spinners are. Crystal said, anyone remember the ads that people would put in the newspaper? Single white male? Yes. They still do that on Craigslist. And don't think that I'm looking at that. I've seen TikToks where they're reading the ads. That's how I knew. Rita wants to know if anyone remembers Adam Ant. If you have looked in my shop and you've seen the colorway Adam, it is named after Adam Ant. So yes, he was my sister's favorite. Eileen said, hi, Stephen. We just mentioned your name. That was magical. Rico said, MMW, Magical Mystery Wool. It spins. Angie, welcome anyway. I know, Mel. I was just thinking about watching it again. You know, you forget some of the stuff that happens if you wait a couple years. Maybe you don't, but I do. Sharon said, when I lived suburb of Detroit, early 70s, watch Channel 9 from Windsor. Yeah. Oh, Lana said no to Adam Ant, yes to Burl Ives. Owen Bozo. Oh, Chris, was she on Maude? I've never actually seen like a full episode of Maude. Jennifer said, oh no, didn't he do the easy reader and he hated it? I don't remember what character it was that he hated. He hated the show, doing the show though. Yes, Chris said Witchy Poo, silly character. I didn't know who it was, and he was like, doesn't she look just like Witchy Poo? And I'm like, I don't know. Sorry. So we looked her up. Yeah, Stephen, right? Stephen said, I remember Adamant, great band. Prince Charming, remember? Howdy Doody. I had a toy Howdy Doody when I was a little girl. I don't know what happened to it. Dion, yes. She said those ads were so creepy. You know, it's just lonely people, mostly, and serial killers. I'm kidding. Mel, see, my sister was in love with him. I probably could sing you half his songs. Carrie said, I saw Poltergeist too young and only just now am able to sleep with the cabinet door or closet door closed. So, story time. When I was 10, my dad and I went to this cottage that we owned way up close to where Candy lives. It's like on the border of the US, of Michigan and Wisconsin. It's in the middle of nowhere. And there's a little tavern. He said, I'm going to lock the doors, just watch TV. I'm going to run across the street and have a beer. He knew all these people that lived there because my great grandma had lived there. And so he was going to leave me in the house for like half an hour. I turned on The Exorcist because I was 10. And I still remember how scared I was. Like, I was literally thought about it for like a year. I probably still think about it. I'm sweating talking about it. Whew. That's right, Alice. Don't drink, don't smoke. What do you do? That's goody two shoes. Crystal said, I remember Adamant and I know who Witchy Poo is. And I used to stay up late. I don't know why this always comes up, like nostalgia stuff. It's just the age I am now, I guess. Jennifer remembers. I have seen the Mod Squad on Nick at Night. Steven said Adam. I don't think so. I think it was Adam. Like Adam, like the first man in the Bible. Oh, I don't know. There was a cartoon? Shannon, I did not even know you had donkeys. She said, my donkeys are named Lucy, Ethel, Edith, and Maud. I love that. Melissa's got to go check some wool. Pete's in Shropshire. I didn't know that. Steven said, yes, I'm in the UK. Dion said, serial killers. Well, I mean, how are you going to meet people? You keep killing the ones you know. That's not funny. I'm sorry. Sometimes I'm inappropriate. I don't mean to be, but it happens. Steven said, oh, I'm doing a very little small one of a little pack I picked. BFL, Lincoln Longwell, Wensleydale, and Romney. Nice. Now Andy's got goody two shoes. You're welcome, Andy. Could be so much worse. Eileen said to Pete, are you doing a breed study too? Rita said, yes, Stephen, I just can't spell. Oh, yes, Dion. Oh my gosh, that was really scary. I actually saw Poltergeist 2 or 3 on a blind date years later, and I did not like the guy, and I was so scared. I was like curled up in my chair. It was awful. I cannot recommend that experience at all. Kings of the Wild Frontier. Yes, of course. By Adam and the Ants, an early song. Chris said, I saw The Exorcist at 20. Can you imagine seeing it at 10? It was on TV, so it was like cut a lot. A lot of the really bad stuff was cut out, and I only saw probably like 10 minutes before I changed the channel, but I still remembered how like terrified I was. How dumb am I? But you don't know. You're a kid. You don't know. Shanna said I excused out of The Exorcist in college, and my brother's name was Reagan. Holy cow. Okay, Stephanie asked, is $7 an ounce for alpaca roving a lot? It seems high. So I feel like it really depends on the quality of the alpaca and how good the processing is, but it would have to be pretty good for me to pay, like, what is that, 90 something dollars? I can't do that math. I mean, that's in the $90 per pound. So it would have to be really, really good for me to pay that price. But I'm not saying I wouldn't. If it was super great. Mel said, back in my day. We say it all the time. To each other. Yes, Shanna said, donkeys keep the coyotes away. I've heard that before, that they are very good at protecting a flock. Yep, Lana Davy Crockett. I remember that. Hello, WJS. I'm not even sure what you were laughing at, Mel. Steven said, I remembered them all, Angie. I had some friends at school who created a tribute band. What? Steven, I need to see pictures of that. That sounds amazing. Rebecca said this fall I'll start the passport wools, something to do in the winter. That's a good idea. I think she means the shave 'em to save 'em passport. Chris said when The Exorcist came out, it was reported people left mid-film to throw up. I've never, also disclosure, I've never seen the like R-rated version, the full version. I've never seen it because I'm too scared now. My poor dad. I feel like I gave away his dirty secret that he let his kid. He didn't mean to, and he didn't know. He came back and I never even told him, of course, because I knew I shouldn't have been watching it. Rebecca said I'm planning to join 3 fiber clubs and do a couple advents. You're going to be so busy this winter. Oh my goodness. Okay. Eileen said, ah, Pete, I know what you mean. Steven said, oh, Eileen, I'm trying out a lot of natural colors just to see what I'm doing and to learn, is it raw or processed? Shanna said, oh, Shanna, I know you're in the film industry, right? The Exorcist was required viewing in rhetoric of film and television, a course for my degree in speech communication. Sorry, first comment was confusing. I do see. Got it. Right. Yes, Rebecca said shave them to save them passports. Rico said my mom turned on The Exorcist one night and had to turn a light off in another room. She was so scared. She ran through the house just cursing and jumped on the couch hysterically. Still make fun. It's very scary. And one of the things that is very scary about it is that if you think about it, you cannot protect yourself from that. There is like nothing except where Bible verses. I don't know. I don't even think that would do it. That's what's scary about it. Dion refuses to pay to be scared. You guys are so funny. Okay, Lana, thank you. She said $112 a pound seems high. I have to say, I can't disagree. That seems very, very high. It would have to be so magical that it spun itself. Steven said they were awesome. It was 40 plus years ago. No idea if there were pictures. They had real amazing costumes and all the makeup. Wow. Mel says my mother-in-law is a guard donkey. It will kick a coyote to death. Be sure to keep the dogs clear. She will chase and bite them. Oh my goodness. Inky Knits is going to a show. Awesome. Eileen said, hi, Steven. I am sure it's raw. I'd be happy to do a washing day, but I don't have a proper way to card lots of stuff. Elizabeth said to Dion, amen. Me neither, and unfortunately some things scare me that other people aren't bothered by at all. Steven said, no worries. Probably a bit too much for me to cope with at the moment. Well, gosh, I hope someday I run into some sellers like that, Eileen. I'm not even sure if it's legal to send raw across countries. Otherwise, I would pay for some shipping. Rebecca said, has anyone spun thread for bobbin lace work? I do know someone who has, but it's not someone here, and I have not. But it's a really interesting idea. Jessica said, I bought several bags of local alpaca this morning. I'm so excited to see what I've got here. I bet. Oh, WJS said, you literally got me into weaving and spinning. You're welcome. Welcome to the tribe. Okay, Sarah said Poltergeist 3 was the one where the bad guy came out of reflections. I stayed with my grandparents after seeing it. My room had mirrored closets. The one where they were in the building that Tom Skerritt built, is that the one? Because that's the one we saw. Deborah asked how much would I pay for a merino fleece per pound. Again, it would really depend on the quality and how much I know about it, how clean it is. All those things tell me how much I'm willing to pay. That's the problem. Eileen said, no, I probably have to wash it first. I would think you probably can't send raw fleece. I'm pretty sure you can from Canada, but that's it. Uh-oh, Ray. Oh, I don't know. Alice said, what would the average price? I have no idea, because I've bought them for almost nothing for people who just want to get rid of them, but they were way worth more money. You know what I mean? I have no idea what an average would be. Oh, Lana, that's so nice. Rico said, if I remember, we just had to stop. It is scary, and we had noose around. Oh, you know what? I don't know why I'm like this, but a lot of times when I watch scary stuff, I have to turn the sound down because they make the sound so dramatic, it makes it worse. So stupid. Oh, I don't know. Saying this stuff out loud makes me laugh at myself. Angie said, I just got a starter set of acid dyes. Can I dye silk top without getting a matted mess? Absolutely. The acid dyes are great for that, Angie. When you're soaking your silk, pre-soaking it, add a little bit of dish soap, just like a drop or two of dish soap, because it will help break the surface tension of the water so it can penetrate better. And you will kind of want to turn it and make sure you're getting the dye all the way in, because it doesn't penetrate as easily as it does with wool. Pete said Carrie petrified me. I get that was a scary movie. Lori said, I have never seen The Exorcist, and my grandma was Pentecostal and wouldn't let my parents allow me to see that movie. My father-in-law said that he had to watch it during seminary. Crystal said, don't pay $300 for one merino fleece. I mean, I've never paid that much, and I've got a lot of fleeces. I don't think I've ever paid that much for any fleece. Maybe one or two in all the time that I've been spinning, but I don't think I ever have. Melissa's wool came out. She said, it's dry now. I can stop lace shawl knit to start spinning. Yay. Sarah could not get near grape jelly after she saw the blob. I love it. Trivia said one of the reasons it's hard to get raw Polworth is because Australia won't ship raw. Right. But that is to protect, from diseases that could be carried. It's not that likely, but it's probably not impossible that pests, let's say, and diseases could be carried in raw fleece because there's poop in there, or there might be. Lindsay said the movie E.T. scared me so bad when I was younger that I still don't like the movie as an adult. No other alien movies bother me, just E.T. E.T. was very scary for kids. I agree. I think I was like 7 or 8 when I saw it in the theater, and I thought it was scary too, Lindsay. I can relate, Ray. I'm not going to go into it, but I can relate. And when I was a little girl, my mom noticed it and she said, never ignore that, ever. And I don't. Mel, you can't wash Freddy Krueger. I'm not even sure how you would want to wash him. Maybe with a pressure washer? Heather said I came late, so maybe you already discussed. Did you finish? I did not, but Heather, would you like to see the one that is done? I'm sorry, I can't get the whole thing in and get close. On the second sock, I am 6 rows from turning the heel. The whole sock, I don't know. WJS said I really wanted to buy a table loom, and I searched everywhere for a secondhand one, and the next town to me was a 1970 Ashford 24-inch table loom for $120, and it was barely used, so I bought it. What a good deal. Good job. I love it when we snap up deals like that. Perfect, and it's restored. That is a great find. Ray said, that said, I had an absolute blast at the Rammstein gig when they were in Coventry. Steven said, yes, Australia and New Zealand have ultra strict regs on all animal. But if you think about it, especially because they're an island, but not only because they're an island, their ecosystem is like closed to a degree, as much as it can be. So if we introduce something into their ecosystem, it really could be very bad. Jennifer said, similar thing when fighting a video game boss battle, I will turn the sound down so the music doesn't rattle me more because it's so dramatic, right? Been doing that since Link to the Past. I don't know that one. The music, like, gets you going. I have weird things with music, though. Like, one time John told me that music doesn't make him feel feelings. And I was like, what? I didn't even know you could just opt out. Thanks, I'm close. In fact, I'm going to go in a few minutes and finish up the other sock. In a couple minutes. Angie said, oh wow, love that pattern. OMG typos. So funny. Shanna already saw the poor sock. That sock is still breathtaking. Deanna said, one for the first Halloween movies, yes, scared the crap out of me at 15. Won't watch those type at all. Like slashers, they're a favorite for me. I'm a sick person. I still like scary stuff. I just can't do The Exorcist. Lindsay said to Elizabeth, I'm glad I'm not alone. It's worse if you go to Universal Studios on the ET ride. It's like a 3D horror ride. Chris wants to know what happened at the Rammstein gig. Steven said, yes, they were really caught out by rabbits and myxomatosis back in the day. I did not know that, but it makes so much sense. I know, Lana said she wishes she could find a deal like that loom. Oh goodness. WJS said, what's some of your favorite? I don't have favorites. I have too many favorites. Chris said, hey, I remember when I landed in Auckland, New Zealand, 1984, that the flight attendants sprayed the entire fuselage with some disinfectant over the passengers. I don't know why I'm laughing. I was imagining the feeling of like when you go into prison and they delouse you. I'm not saying it was like that at all, but for some reason my brain made that connection. I'm sorry for laughing. That's awful. Ray said fireworks and pyrotechnics and incredible heavy metal music surrounded by some really friendly people of a really wide age range. Eileen reminded, just before everyone goes, press that like button. That way more people will discover us. Don't worry, we'll filter them. Can't just let the hoi polloi in. Elizabeth said, I see colors when music plays and I hear it all the time. I was in music school for undergrad before I found out that not everyone is like that. I can't say I see colors, but I associate people and music with colors. I don't know why. And sometimes I associate people with animals. Doesn't make any sense. Just how my brain works. Sherry said, have a great rest of the live. Bye, Sherry. Lana said, oh, wait, I did. Bought a long arm with 6 and 10 foot quilting frames and pantograph table. Wow, for $220. Wow. I know. Chris said also, back when we were told there were 80 million sheep, and the other day I read they're down to 26 million. I read that too, Chris. I bet we read it in the same place. And 2,000 shearers. Does that statistic ring a bell? Hey, a beard. Oh, darn. I feel bad because I gotta go and finish my sock. Dion said, yes, that's why Australia has a fence around a huge part of it because of the rabbits. I didn't know there was a fence either. Bye, Lisa. Chris said, Trisha, it was weird to sit there and watch them walk back and forth and spray, but they have... I totally understand. I don't know why my brain made that connection. I'm sorry. Oh, looks like my video froze. So I'm going to go anyways. But I love you guys. And I'm sorry. And I will see you Tuesday. Tomorrow's a day off, a rest day. Have a great rest of your weekend if you're still on the weekend. And I love you, and I'll see you Tuesday. Bye.